What's going on, guys? It's Rachel here, back again with another amazing video from makersgonnalearn.com. Today we're going to be teaching you guys how to use something every crafter has in their craft space to use as transfer paper for your more detailed printable HTV projects. So we are actually going to be using some built-in transfer paper, the built-in sheets from HTV that we have already used on other projects as transfer tape for our new fun printable iron-on. This has never been done before. I haven't seen it done, at least. And I thought to myself one day, everyone loves our new fun iron-on. We love working with it. We love using it on a ton of different projects. But how can we use it on more detailed images or images with different parts, different layers, in order to get everything to adhere down in one cohesive way? Because the way we had been doing it is cutting our pieces and then laying them down one by one and lining them up and then heating them. But I thought, what if there was a way to use transfer paper that was also heat resistant to be able to use on printable HTV? And while there is products out there, and there are products you can purchase for this, I wanted to be able to test this for you guys today in order to show you if this actually does work. So that is why we are trying the transfer sheet that comes with your HTV on this project today. I can't wait to test it out and to show you how it looks, and we can talk about the results, and I hope you all surely do enjoy this video. Before we get started into supplies, I wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't already become a member of Makers Gonna Learn, it is an ultimate die cutting community that you guys will definitely want to be a part of. We have over 4,000 digital cut files, almost 500 fonts, amazing printable guides, access to a member-only Facebook group, a free commercial license, amazing e-courses, and so much more. If you have a die cutting machine and you want to get education, inspiration, and motivation, click the very first link in the description below. Moving on to our supplies now, guys. We were talking about our HTV transfer sheet, and that is what this is. So this is the sheet, the clear heat-resistant sheet that comes with your HTV on every roll of HTV. And we have already used the HTV, adhered the HTV. It's a finished project, and we just simply didn't throw this away. This is what we're going to use as our transfer paper today. We also have our EasyPress Mini and EasyPress Mat, and we also have this piece of kind of cut canvas, is the best way I can describe it. It's just a piece of canvas cloth that we have ironed all the wrinkles out of. Now, please use a project for this. Use it on a tote bag or a t-shirt or something like that. But in today's video, just to test it, we just simply cut a piece of canvas to show you guys. And of course, the main event here is our material, which is our new fun iron-on. It's amazing. We love this printable iron-on. It's a great brand. So what we have done is we have already printed it for us and cut it, but we're going to go into Design Space and show you all the design that we have created today. If you have any questions about Print Then Cut or how to do it, I will link a beginner Print Then Cut video below so that you guys can learn that process. But today's video is just about testing this technique, so we don't want to waste a bunch of time doing that, which most of you have already learned. So click the link below if you'd like to learn how to use printable iron-on and how to work with Print Then Cut in general. Aside from all this stuff, we also need a printer. So our printer is a Canon TS8120, and it is an inkjet printer. Any inkjet printer will work. It doesn't have to have special ink or anything like that, which is awesome. And here, as you can see, we just have our yellow Explorer Air 2 here with us, and this is what we're going to be using today. Let's go ahead and jump into Design Space, and I'll show you the amazing cut file we're using. Guys, is this not the cutest cut file ever? I love it. I love all the different shades of the peace sign. I think it is beautiful. And here on the bottom, you can see peace, love, and equality. Now, this is going to be a Print Then Cut, and we will cover this in the beginner Print Then Cut video if you want to watch it below. But Print Then Cut does have sizing restrictions. You can only print and cut a maximum of 9.25 inches by 6.75 inches. So that is definitely something you all need to keep in mind. For today's project, we're actually not going to cut this part out because we just want to focus on being able to line things up properly up here, and this would take a while to cut. And to be completely honest, this material is not that easy to cut smaller detailed things. So this these little bitty letters might not cut very well for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a square. This is a very easy way to manipulate a cut file. We're going to unlock that square, and I'm going to drag this all the way over, and we're actually going to slice this out. So now I'm going to select both of those layers, and you can see they're both selected, and I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom and click slice. Now once they're sliced, you can take that, remove it, take that, remove it, and here you have your complete separate layer. Now what I would recommend doing is going up here from print and changing it to no fill, which would mean it would be a cut now. So now that it's cut, we could actually take this, change it to black, and now we could make this HTV and then that up there be Print Then Cut, which I think would work much better because we all know HTV would have no problem cutting this out at all. And that way you could have this layer and have your entire project and have a ton of success with it. So that is what we would recommend doing. However, again, today we're actually not going to be cutting those. So once you have these sized within the limits of that Print Then Cut maximum, you can go ahead and click Make It. But before we do, I actually have an Explore Air 2 on the table and not a Maker. So next to my Make It button, I'm going to click that Maker and click Cricut Explore Family instead of Maker. And now I'm going to click Make It. So since this is a Print Then Cut, there's no need to mirror or anything like that. We're just going to click Continue, and it's going to connect to our Air, and I'm going to go ahead and send this to my printer. So I'm just going to go ahead and print it. And once it's printed, I'm now going to select from my materials, and I'm going to search Printable Iron-On Dark. So this material is for dark colors. Now that it just means that there is a white backing instead of a clear backing. If you guys have ever worked with water slide decals, same thing. They have a white and they have a clear. So this is just the equivalent of like a white water slide decal. It just has white on the back of it, meaning it will show up better on darker colors than if you were to put a clear backing on dark colors, because then you really wouldn't be able to see it with the inks and everything. So that is all that means. It does not mean that you can't use it with bright colors, or excuse me, light colors or creams or anything like that, because we totally are. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So go ahead, cut that out, let your machine cut it, and then we will be right back to start on the next part of this amazing tutorial. Alright guys, I have mine all cut out here, and as you can see, when I did pre-cut this earlier today, I left the words on there, and like I told you guys, they did not cut out really well. So I went ahead and chopped those off, so please ignore that weird cut mark there. And now we're just going to take a weeding tool and weed this, just like so. Perfect. Love it. I love the way that these little peace signs are turning out. They're so cute. And now guys is the time where you're going to preheat your EasyPress. And if you are not familiar with new fun printable iron-on, they have all the directions on the back of the page here. So definitely reference those if you haven't used it. But we're going to be preheating this to 350 degrees, which on our EasyPress Mini is the second heat setting. And now what we're going to do is our little magic trick. We're going to add our little HTV transfer here. So all I'm going to do is take some scissors, and I wish you guys could see this because, and you can see it a little bit, the cut marks on it, because this was cut. You can see there it was cut for another project and used on a different project. So what we're going to do now is just cut us a piece of this, and we're going to use this as a transfer sheet. Now, something I do want to say is that sometimes these do not want to come up very easily. So if you want to, you can actually take this, and without removing every bit of it, you can start at the base here and just kind of peel up until you get to the end, and then just lay it back down. And that will help the transfer later on. So you can do that, or you don't have to. If you have a more detailed image, that's totally fine. The whole point of this though is to make placement easier. When you have to remove these one by one and place them on your surface one by one, it just makes the whole thing harder and more confusing, and we don't want that. We don't want this to be more confusing. We want to make sure that we have an even amount of space in here, because like we mentioned guys, little things like that is what makes a difference in looking for a beginner project and a professional looking project. So that is something great to note there. And our EasyPress is now heated up, So we're just going to go ahead and place this down on our image right in the middle. Press that down, and now we're going to remove it just like that. And we're going to remove the backing now, just like so. Super easy, guys, super simple. And look, it's like a transfer sheet. How amazing is that? It's a transfer for Printable HTV. So now I'm going to bring in my EasyPress mat. Bring the camera in a little so you guys can see a little closer for me. Now I'm just going to lay this where I want it. I don't have to use, you know, three different separate pieces. I don't have to use a Teflon sheet. I don't have to use butcher's paper. It's like all in one. It's a great little hack here. This is amazing. So now I have my heat press. It's all heated and preheated. And now I'm just going to run the mini EasyPress over our design here. This is such a game changer, guys. I hope that you do enjoy this. I tested this, of course, before I filmed it and had incredible results, and I really cannot wait for you guys to see the results. Now, the biggest worry that most people have is that the ink will come off on the printable, on the HTV transfer sheet, on the clear sheet here, because it might be a little too sticky. Well, that did not happen for us. It worked perfectly. And the reason I chose this cut file was because it had so many different shades of color in it, so that if the sheet did peel off some of the ink, you'd be able to tell. So now that those are nice and adhered down, we're just going to lay our EasyPress back in our cradle and simply remove this sheet. Look at that. And look, guys, there is no ink, no color on this whatsoever. You would be able to see it, and it looks amazing. I did not have to do this 3 times. I didn't have to lay it down 3 separate times and guess on where it was centered at. It is perfectly centered because we used the amazing hack of using what we would throw away, guys, of regular HTV, the amazing built-in transfer sheet. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this hack to anybody who wants to up their Cricut game and make sure they're making good professional projects. This is also awesome because it takes out the need for the butcher's paper, for a Teflon sheet, because this here is your protective layer. This is what you'll use. So that is just yet another reason why this is such a great idea. Guys, wasn't that so easy and so much fun? I know this video is a pretty short one, but I wanted to get my point across. This is an amazing hack that you all need to be doing if you use new fun printable iron-on, or really any printable iron-on for that matter. You would think that it would be too sticky for the ink, but it's not. And we didn't really let this dry for that long either. It's just perfect. The ink stayed on great. It didn't come up on our transfer tape, and it was amazing. What a great way to recycle things you would have otherwise thrown away, to save time and to save money and to save hassle from trying to get these perfectly where they're supposed to be, because that way we didn't have to, you know, place them individually. We could all place them together, and it really will change the game when it comes to crafting. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, click the link down below to subscribe and to be able to see more amazing videos like this. Give this video a like and leave us a comment if you have any questions. Also, don't forget to check out the very first link in the description below to see how you guys can gain access to the amazing membership that EasyMaker is going to learn and level up your die cutting machine and your crafting skills every single day. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.